Today we're driving the 2025 Santa Fe Calligraphy all-wheel drive. This is the hybrid. So it has the 6-speed automatic transmission and the 1.6-liter turbocharged engine paired with the hybrid powertrain. It's all-wheel drive. It makes 231 horsepower, 271 pound-feet of torque. It is about $50,000 in this top trim, though the SEL starts at under 40 grand. Let's start it up, walk you guys around it, and we'll talk about what it's like to drive on the road after giving you guys some driving impressions. I actually filmed one of these earlier this year, but I lost the footage. I accidentally deleted the footage. So this will be kind of a summary of that review. Basically, all you need to know is I love the way this drives. I hate that Hyundai blatantly copied Land Rover's steering wheel design here. It even has the centerpiece. I thought Hyundai was done ripping off other manufacturers' designs, but clearly that's not the case here. Still, they've got their unique spin to it, but it's definitely a Land Rover Range Rover steering wheel from the mid-2010s. Otherwise, this is all pretty unique, and I guess for a family crossover, the packaging is quite good. There's lots of space in here. It's reasonably priced. It's comfortable. It drives great. The tech works really well. The controls are easy to use and simple. Lots of physical buttons, or at least constant icons here. This is painted in Terracotta orange, which is an interesting color. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You're either going to like the way the Santa Fe looks or you're not. I think it looks okay. It's something different. It's funky. It's in some ways trying to be a Range Rover. In some ways it's just doing its own thing, which I think is okay. Headlight design is cool. DRLs look neat. Window shades, heated rear seats, captain's chairs. Let's lift up that third row here. A little bit of storage space under there for your fix-a-flat kit, but most of that is taken up with hybrid battery. Behind the third row, there isn't a ton of room, but similar to what you see in some of the Toyota products. Let's hop back there and see what it feels like. Just press this button and everything folds forward. Nice. Kind of a tight squeeze back here. And then just press the top button to roll that seat back. Nice. Good amount of room in the third row. Headroom, quite a bit of space above my head. You've got rear air controls back here, power outlet, USB port. Easy, look at that, that's great. And then just press this button again to move everything forward. Seat controls for the passenger if you want a little bit more comfort. And I'm not sure how we put this seat back. Aha, this just slides back. Nice. I'm 5'10". This is my driving position. Seated back here, I have plenty of legroom, headroom, dual pane sunroofs there. Moving this rear seat forward and back is kind of interesting. There's a lock and unlock button. So you press this to unlock the seat. You can move it forward, and it kind of locks in position there. If you want to give the person behind you a bit more space, press it again. It'll unlock, and you can slide it all the way back. I think I would just prefer a manual control or lever somewhere. That just seems like something that could break someday. Fuel economy is rated for 34 on the highway, 35 in the city for 34 mpg combined. You get physical controls for your screen and button and gauge cluster illumination. Seats are nice and soft, comfortable. Materials all feel really great. If you can get over the steering wheel design, everything in here is very nice. You even get an upper glove box with a grippy mat to store things, as well as some more space right here. More room down here. A couple of wireless chargers for you and your passengers' phones. I mean, as far as interior packaging goes, for the $50,000 price point, this is just amazing value. Reverse camera, 360 camera, both look great. I love that they take up the entire screen, so you get good use of that screen's real estate. Flip that forward to go into drive. We have a digital rear view mirror as well. Good visibility all around. And again, I think the hybrid is kind of the way to go here with the Santa Fe. It's efficient, the powertrain is really smooth, and that 6-speed auto just kind of takes this to another level of refinement with the hybrid. Hyundai's done a really good job making this just feel like a nice vehicle to drive and live with. Oh, and as I turn on my turn signals too much there, we do get turn signal cameras for right and left. Such a nice feature to have. You don't miss it until it's gone and you're driving something else besides a Hyundai or Kia product. Got some adjustability here with our digital rear view mirror. At lower speeds, this mostly chooses to be in EV mode. We have auto speeds for our wipers, and you can see what setting you're in. That's reflected in the gauge cluster. We have a few different drive modes: Eco, Sport, Custom mode, and Snow. Probably mostly just be driving this in Eco mode, since that's kind of the normal drive mode for this. Brake pedal feels nice with regen. It's linear, progressive, nothing funky going on there. Steering is light at lower speeds and weights up nicely. Honestly, from the driver's seat, this feels really well built. It feels just higher quality than you would expect for the price point. The hybrid powertrain is seamless, smooth, engine turns on and off and remates with everything seamlessly. You don't really notice it turning on and off except for your tachometer going to 0 occasionally. It even tells you what's going on in front of you. Off throttle, you'll be charging. On throttle, you'll be in hybrid and electric mode. You have auto climate control with 3 different fan speed settings. Let's try sport mode here for a second. We do get paddle shifters behind the wheel. And there's a lot of torque here, thanks to that hybrid powertrain giving us a little bit of boost from the electric motor. Gearing from the 6-speed is a little bit taller, but again, that's not really an issue because of all that torque. Some spooky EV noises there coming down to speed. Throttle calibration, transmission tuning, all really pleasant, really nice in the Santa Fe hybrid. The 1.6 liter is pretty quiet too. Ride quality is decent. NVH isn't too bad on the highway. Overall, really the only thing I don't like about the Santa Fe hybrid is the steering wheel. Everything else is just great. Let's see how it goes around the corner here. Got a bumpier section of road through here. You can test out ride quality, get an idea for NVH. Everything feels good, sounds good, it's quiet. We get Hyundai's highway driving assist and excellent adaptive cruise control, as well as steering assist. even in today's conditions, it seems to be functioning, which I think is a win on its own. With the steering wheel design, my hands feel a little bit high up. I feel like I need to lower this slightly just so that my driving position feels right. Armrests are nice and comfy. The center armrest is a little bit harder. Side armrest is nice and soft. But my positioning in this cabin feels good too. My arms sit at about the same height. This is a little bit high up here, but overall, ergonomically, this is a pretty comfortable place to be. Just that if you're going to keep your hands at 10 and 2, these spokes are just a little bit higher than I would like. Brake pedal is lovely. You can come to a perfect limo stop in the Santa Fe without waking up or spilling any drinks in the cabin. Nice that we get a head-up display as well. We'll do a little bit of low-speed driving here too. EV mode is very pleasant in the Santa Fe. It'll kind of kick on at its own whim, but it does result in a pretty efficient driving experience. If you're in cold weather, you'll probably average mid to high 20s. In the summer, you'll probably get a little bit closer to EPA's ratings. Again, it all depends on how and where you drive this thing. This does utilize a lithium-ion battery as opposed to the nickel metal hydride batteries in Toyota products. A bunch of different displays here. Tire pressure, range, battery status, charge status. Alright guys, those are some more thoughts on the 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe. From what I can remember, at least with my week with it a few months ago, wanted to redo this review and get you guys some coverage on this car because it is a very nice package for families. If you're not opposed to the looks, not opposed to the steering wheel design, and you want just a nice crossover to live with, I think this hybrid is kind of one of the best ways to go in this segment. We'll wrap up there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.